Welcome to Chatting the Pictures. My name is Kara Finnegan, and I'm a writer, teacher, and historian of photography.
And I'm Michael Shaw. I'm a writer, a psychologist, and also publisher of Reading the Pictures.
This is one of those unique photos in which its anonymity evokes all who have been lost and all who mourn.
This photo was taken by Mohammed Salem for Reuters. It shows a Palestinian woman, Inas Abu Maamar, embracing the body of her 5-year-old niece, Saly, who was killed in an Israeli strike at Nasser Hospital in Khan Younis in the southern Gaza Strip on October 17, 2023. As of November 19th, the Israeli-Gaza war has claimed the lives of at least 13,000 people in Gaza, including at least 5,500 children. The total number of Palestinians killed or injured is over 30,000. In Israel, the death toll is approximately 1,200, including 368 soldiers, with at least 5,100 injured.
This photo is at once painfully representative of the nature of this conflict, and at the same time, it's radically particular to one family's terrible loss. Something like 40% of those killed in Gaza have been children. This image, I think, has come to encapsulate the tragedy of each loss, repeated over and over again for so many families. And I think one reason why this photo was so widely circulated is that representativeness, amplified by that element of anonymity. Here, the aunt is cradling her niece's body. We cannot see her face, and we also cannot see the face of the child wrapped in white. And so, as a result, the image who has lost a child in war. And going along with that, there's the simplicity of the composition, these vivid colors of gold, blue, and white, and the relatively plain background, which keeps us focused on the bodies of the woman and the child. We're focused on the way she's embracing her loved one in a way that both appears to be holding up the child, and also the woman seems to be turning inward with grief.
And it's particularly odd to have these two bodies frozen in space when we know from the other images of the conflict that all hell is breaking loose in these hospitals to the extent that they can even remain functional. It's really incredible how these bodies are intertwined, or better yet, interwoven with each other. It shows a fusion almost that we can really relate to viscerally. And then also the way that the hands of the aunt cradle the toddler's head is extremely intimate. And then finally, although she's wrapped in a blue blanket under the cloth, there's also the heartbreaking sense of what appears like limp hospital boots on the girl's feet.
The photo is also pretty sanitized compared to other images that we've seen, certainly from the conflict, that are more graphic, and including other images of people who have died who are wrapped in white cloth. And this may be another reason for the wide circulation of this image. Unlike many other images of bodies that we've seen, here we see no evidence of blood. There's really nothing to focus on except the picture of these intertwined bodies and this image of debilitating grief. As much as the photo is representative, a feature of its anonymity, at the same time, the photo is really radically particular because we know the name of the woman and child. We know that this is a picture of Inas and her niece, Saly. And we have other images that put them in their specific situation and context. Images where we see Sully's father, who was injured. There are photos of the family sharing iPhone images of the little girl, happy and smiling. And there's also other images of the family and other images of Inas that really feature the faces of their grief. These sort of images really fill out the picture, and in some ways they serve to answer the questions that the more anonymous photo almost invites viewers to ask. I also want to point out another element of this photo's particularity, which is that it is not, as you might think when you first look at it, an image of mother and child, but it's actually an image of aunt and niece. That's relevant because it highlights the extent to which the loss of any family members really reverberates throughout a family and brings with it a lot of trauma and grief. This idea that it's not just a parent losing a child, it's really a whole family, a whole community that's being affected every time this happens.